Something I didn't know before I got my service dog is that they need regular tune-ups. Just like a car, like most of us do, to be honest. He has to keep working at his skills. Some of this comes from like he does most of them every day. So his DBT, where like he needs to lie on top of me because I'm having a panic attack, and I am in like perpetual state of panic, to be honest. That one he's got down. But there are some things that don't happen all the time, so he doesn't have to work on them terribly often. This often happens with things in public. If I'm having like a really severe depressive episode, I won't go out a ton. So sometimes he will start to forget about how he should behave in certain situations. And also just like sometimes, I mean, like dropping the leash and having him stay beside me, having him lie down in like a Walmart or something or a Home Depot while I walk away. People are around, sometimes dogs are around, but he has to stay lying down. Like that's not regularly happening just in society. So instead, they have to be practiced. And I think a lot of people assume that once a service dog is certified, one, they're perfect. They're not, they're dogs. Stuff happens. Two, that like they just know everything and never need to do work again. They have to still do retraining. Also, like, again, there's things that sometimes they just don't do very often. Some people I know like don't eat out at restaurants as regularly as I do. I travel a lot. I don't always have a kitchen. I have to eat out. Theo had to learn how to sit in restaurants really early on. Many people in my class got to the certification process and had eaten in one restaurant in the 2 years because they just didn't do that. And that's totally okay. It just means that when they do it, their dog needs more work and it might take more prep. So that's allowed. Now, if you see service dogs training in public, leave them alone. Don't try to pet them. If you see a service dog lying down while its owner is walking away a little bit, they're practicing. Like, leave that dog alone. Don't try to pet it. That's a big thing that people often try to do. People try to take the leash or tell me. I'm like, I know my dog's a 75-pound golden. I have not misplaced him, I promise. Especially not in this Rona. Like, come on. So what I do is when I'm in new places and I don't fully know what places are like super happy to have dogs, some places are okay with service dogs, but not as okay with service dog training. I go to dog friendly places. So Walmart is not dog friendly. However, they're very open to service dog training from everywhere I've been. I will ask the manager if I'm unsure, but usually they're fine. Home Depot, Canadian Tire. However, you have to be careful there because there can be other dogs. And if your dog is not ready for that, that could be an issue. Also, just call ahead and ask. It's nice to be able to call a restaurant and say, like, hey, I have a service dog in training. Is that okay? We're at the stage now where I know Theo's good enough that we don't need to do that at most places, but it can help if you think that, like, this is going to be a challenging place for you and just making it clear that, like, this is going to be an in training scenario. Pet stores can be good too. This applies for normal dogs too, not just service dogs.